good shout for this question is to get a sketch going. So I'm just going to put it roughly in the right place. 5, 3 would say be here. And then 1 minus 1 would be here. And what the question is saying, that a line L transforms this one to this one. And the mirror line is therefore going to go something like this. Because when you do a reflection, like in a line, say here, you go into the line the same amount. Sorry, you go up to the line, then through the same amount, and you get to here. So you can see it just goes in between. It's just that this one's at an angle. And actually, that is enough information at this point to rule out a lot of possibilities. Y equals 1 is a horizontal line. It's definitely not that. X equals 3 is a vertical line. It's definitely not that either. My sketch isn't perfect, but it's pretty good. And this line has, the black line has a negative gradient, so it's also not going to be A. So it's whether it's going to be D or E. Of course, I'm going to show you how we can get the answer without just ruling them out as well, but it's, this will be one approach. Right, the next thing to realize is that I did say this is the same amount in length, so actually this point here is going to be the midpoint. So if I draw this on, that is the midpoint of 1 minus 1 and 5, 3. So what number is halfway between 1 and 5? It's 3. Actually, you can add them together and divide by 2. 6 divided by 2. And what value is halfway between minus 1 and 3? It's going to be 1. Again, you can add them to give 2 and divide by 2 to give 1. You can see that it's 2 away from minus 1 and 2 away from 3. So we've got our midpoint. It feels, because this is quite some way away, that actually it's not going to, because we've already got y equals 1, this 2 is going to be too small. So my guess at this point is that it's going to be y equals 4 minus x, but let's check it comprehensively. And we can do that by using y equals mx plus c. So I need to work out the gradient of this black line. I actually know one point that it goes through, so that will allow me to find c. Now, before I do that, I'm going to find the gradient of this red line. I go from 1 to 5, so I go along 4, and I go from minus 1 to 3, so I go up 4. And therefore, m for this line is going to be rise over run, it's going to be 1. Now, this line here, I did talk about it briefly. It splits the line into 2, but also it's at right angles. It's in fact the perpendicular bisector of the line that joins the points. So I've already kind of incorporated the bisector bit by using the midpoint, but now I'm going to use the perpendicular aspect. The gradients of two lines that are perpendicular multiply to give minus 1, and therefore the perpendicular bisector has gradient of minus 1. Therefore, I can write that y is equal to minus x plus c. And finally, I can substitute this coordinate in. When y is 3, I get, sorry, not this coordinate, the 3, 1. When y is 1, I get minus 3 plus c. Therefore, c is equal to 4, and therefore y is equal to minus x plus 4. Another way of writing that is 4 minus x. So the answer is E.